Hello, my name is LeGrand Lauritsen. Today we'll be discussing how to blow the whistle. A lot of the information that we'll be talking about today is taken from Trevino and Nelson's book Managing Business Ethics. Before we're ready to be a whistleblower, we must prepare ourselves mentally, and also it's important to develop moral courage. The beginning of this process is that we need to understand our own individual core values. And it is important to know what we will do in any given situation when it arises. Another way to prepare ourselves as a whistleblower is to search things that have happened to us in the past that we can draw strength from, and to help us be more courageous in these events. Building on these events will help us focus to develop stronger moral courage. The final method of preparing ourselves in advance is to simply practice. As many people say, practice makes perfect, and so practicing is an important part of that. The next big question is, when is it time to blow the whistle? In the text Managing Business Ethics, the authors give us several questions we can ask ourselves in helping us make this decision. Perhaps the most important one of these questions is, how far will we let unethical behavior go before we take a stand? Also listed on this slide are several other subjects that we can ask questions about that will help us in our decision-making process. Another helpful tool in making our decision to blow the whistle is it's important that we really evaluate the seriousness of the situation. And in evaluating the situation, there are some key triggers that can help us. Some of these triggers, for example, is a situation doing harm? How will it affect our reputation and the reputation of the company? And another important one is the law being broken? In the WorldCom failure, Cynthia Cooper found many of these triggers, and her and her staff searched the records there at WorldCom. Now that we've discussed how to prepare ourselves and how to know when it's time to blow the whistle, we need to look at the steps involved. Trevino and Nelson have outlined 7 steps to follow in being a whistleblower. Let's look at these steps and compare them to the events that happened at WorldCom and see how Cynthia Cooper did in that situation. The first of these steps is to approach your immediate supervisor. Ms. Cooper did this as she approached Mr. Sullivan, who was her supervisor, and instead of receiving help from him, she received resistance. The second step is to discuss the issue with your family. It is important to discuss blowing the whistle with your family because it can affect them greatly. In this case, Cynthia Cooper confided in her parents. The third step is to take it to the next level. If you're not receiving any help from your immediate supervisor, just like Ms. Cooper, she didn't receive any aid from Mr. Sullivan, she decided to take the issue to the board of directors at WorldCom. The fourth step is to contact the ethics officer. Ms. Cooper didn't have an ethics officer available. Today, most large organizations have ethics officers, and they're also required to have a system set up to report issues anonymously. The fifth step is to consider going outside the chain of command. If you're not receiving assistance from your immediate supervisor, you may have to look into other areas of the company that may be able to help you. In the WorldCom story, Cynthia Cooper, she tried going to other people, and she didn't receive any help in that situation. The sixth step is to go outside the company. Ms. Cooper, she contacted the head of the WorldCom's audit committee, and his name was Mr. Bobbitt, and he suggested that she contact the new external auditors, which was KPMG. She did this, and they also eventually involved the SEC in the investigation. The seventh and final step is, if you're not being able to resolve the unethical issues, is you may have to quit. You may have to leave the company. Ms. Cooper, she decided to stick with the company and follow it through to the end. In conclusion, we must prepare ourselves to be able to act with moral courage when we need to. It's also very important that we understand when it's appropriate to blow the whistle, and when we decide to blow the whistle, these 7 steps we've discussed here can help us have direction to follow through with that decision. Remember always to maintain high ethical values and be ready to display moral courage when the time is needed. Thank you.